So, in spite of the toxicity that has been surrounding the most recent announcement for Corepunk, I wanted to look at the silver linings on this video. There were a lot of shots from a lot of scenes, and I think that it's a really good opportunity to look at the new content that they've essentially revealed to us. So let's take a look at this on a slow frame-by-frame kind of basis and see what we can see that's new to us. Okay, so when we open up the video, we're presenting with Eugene. In the background, we've got his monitor. It's very difficult to see what's actually going on here. And we can see like a vehicle there. That's presumably will be just kind of like static scenery, but you never know with these things. But it's too blurred to really see what's going on there. But okay, nice nighttime ambience with a lighting radius here. That could be the fog of war, but we don't know. But on the back wall here, it seems like there's some projectors. This is kind of depicting a sort of I think maybe a werewolf character. Sure, if we've seen these characters in the concept art previously, because they did release some concept art. Yeah, I've just checked through all of the concept art that's been released, and these things haven't been released officially in any of the packs, so it's certainly something new. So we can see here that he's playing the infiltrator class. I'm going to skip to this screen in just a second. Okay, so kind of like a alert icon here. Maybe this is like quest related. That kind of looks a little bit quest-like. A little piggy. No like names or anything on the skills for things. I'm going to mini-map down here. Who's this fella? Right, so clearly this is like character screen and inventory. A lot of information on here. So we have, I guess the level, the name, the level, and weapon specialization here, which is pretty cool. So we're going to have like a gear score. We have here magical spell power, ability haste, magic crit chance, multiplier, magic penetration, percentage magic, presumably penetration, outgoing magical damage, presumably. So we've got magical, protective, main, interesting. Armor, magical resist, tenacity, physical damage, resist, I guess. Magic damage reduction. So, I mean, these two to begin with, I mean, this kind of seems very sort of basic. You can see up there, there's like a physical one as well. So, I guess it's like a general all-round sort of thing that applies to everybody, and it's not kind of tied to the weapon specifically. So, like, dodge and tenacity. So I guess that's like, I suppose maybe that the dodge percentage would be how often people hit you. Maybe that's like a passive kind of thing where if you've got like, say, 20% dodge, you'll avoid 1 in 5 hits, for example. In your tenacity, presumably this relates to like crowd control, stuns, slows, roots and things. Maybe that's like a reduction thing there. I think that the reduction, the physical and magical damage reduction, that kind of like speaks for itself. So we've got health here, 464 for a level 11. Mana, that's 178. Movement speed of 3.5. Cooldown of 0%. Treatment, lifesteal, and ability lifesteal. Okay, so I guess you've got like a physical damage, basic attack sort of lifesteal, and an ability life scale for like when you're doing your abilities. Let's have a look at the inventory as well. So we've got like a weight limit here of 10 out of 70. There's no significant clues as to these items in the inventory at this stage. Do we get a mouse over? There we go. So legs required level 1, selling price 150. So there's our currency down there and there. So and it seems like they want to with this down here. It looks like they want to be highlighting the gold. That's a significant piece of knowledge, I guess, that you want you to have access to. We've got some quests up here. Brave New World. Speak to the goblin in the exoskeleton. Oh, here we go. Gladiator legs. Oh no, those are gladiator legs. That is uncommon wind. Scarf. I don't know, maybe. Transforms the target into a turkey. What the hell? What else can we see? Okay, so this is obviously a different character to the one we saw on the previous screen as well. So it's an interesting like aesthetic there. And we can see that we have this here. And I know that some people are going to like really like this, but this looks like the actual sort of character model as well can be sort of skinned. I'm assuming this is customizable because it seems like we've got kind of like the robot sort of look here, and this is like the cosmetic screen, so that's pretty cool. So maybe you can like change to your different sort of body appearances with cosmetics. I recognize this from a previous video. This seems like it's kind of like a starting area of sorts. So we're on like Brave New World quest. Speak to the goblin in the exoskeleton. I think this might be like where we're going to start. I know that we've seen a video previously where you start on the beach. Could easily have changed, I suppose. But we have seen in previous videos this area being used, this ring being used for people starting the game. So or not starting the game at the start of the video, could be general point of interest, or starting location perhaps. Uses targets magic resistance. Yeah, okay. The magic penetration reduces targets magic resistance, which is I guess that one's, oh no, the magic resistance, which is 19.1. Interesting to see how the maths work on this. We get a nice look of this champion. I just love the weapons. I mean, I'm not an archer. Yeah, I probably would never play an archer class. Amazing. All these kind of like these goop tubes have been highlighted a couple of times in the It's a Podcast, and now I'm sort of really focusing on these. I'm curious now. What is that goop? You guys have made me curious. So this shot, it looks like we have the champion again. This one is the destroyer class, and you can tell that from the icons. These are the destroyer ability icons here. I absolutely love how they've got these projectors on the walls. That's brilliant. That's really cool. I like that a lot. I don't think there's anything significant on this particular slide though. So this one looks like the ultimate icons. So you see here, that looks like maybe designs for these. So that you see that's that one. That's the destroyer. So maybe like these here are the other champion icons perhaps. All right, what can we see here? Let me zoom. I guess we've got some concept art in the background there. Can't really see specifically what that is, I'm afraid. It's just like, I guess this must be, is that the in-game map perhaps? I think that's like the game UI. Difficult to say if that's just like an overlay or not, but it could just be like a design element. And we've got Unity here as well. Nothing to see on there by looks of things. Yeah, it's difficult to see anything on there. Let's have a look at this one. All right, this was really cool. I really liked this when I saw it on the first time. Just this mob, the design is phenomenal. So is that a mob? Yeah. Say Vega, Yaga. We've got the ranger here. This was highlighted in the Discord I'm in. VFX. That's really cool that they've just like put a placeholder there. VFX. Boom. This guy's, let's zoom in on this guy. Let's zoom in, see what we can see with this one. So he's kind of got like some sort of like backpack thing on there. It's like a skull. What kind of weapons are you using? He's using a, oh, so this kind of looks like one of the occultists. Kind of got the occultist style. I'm not 100% sure that we've seen that in the previous video, but we've got this icon here as well, and I'm wondering, is that kind of, do we think this is like an applied effect from the archer, or do we think this is like a status icon that sort of suggests that this guy has got some sort of like piercing damage? I think the former is probably more realistic, but we can't really see it being applied specifically. Yeah, I don't think that, unless that's a sort of like a generic icon for a particular ability that's not sort of linked to the archer, then I guess it makes sense to sort of say that's the status effect applied from the abilities. Could be the E ability, because that looks like it's in that particular stance, which has got like, it looks like some sort of ranged magic lifesteal blood-sucking ability of some description. This is curious. We've got here, it looks like 2 weapons on F1 and F2, and I'm not 100% sure what that signifies. Then we look at this one. This is the infiltrator, is the blast medic. Yeah, that's the blast medic, isn't it? We don't seem to have any kind of pun equipped there, which is making me curious as to what maybe it's because the mining specifically. I like the way that works. I love the style. Brilliant. I guess we have to like pick up the stuff as we're going. Hopefully that will be specific to this character as well, just like the way that loot works. I'm beginning to wonder, this icon seems to be in a lot of the screens. I'm wondering if that's like a toggle to show quests or not, because this one doesn't have any quests showing. Okay, wow, this has got a lot of stuff going on in here. Lots of different things to look at. We've got, I mean, the attention to detail. Look at these. I guess these are power lines. And I love this. These lamps here. This little aesthetic. I really like that. There's so much detail. Going a little bit closer. Like, this is insane. The amount of work that must have gone. It's no wonder that they're running late. It's stunning. To have a vast open world with this level of detail, it's mind-blowing to think how much must have gone into this. And the bigger it gets, the more people that you need, the harder it must be to coordinate and get a consistent style. I mean, I guess it's not just a simple case of hiring more people, because the more people you have, the more it must be taken to kind of coordinate them. Just like little corn cobs there. So much in this game that will definitely go unnoticed. I love the little cheese merchant and these little wheels of cheese, or rather massive wheels of cheese. There's a huge, like bigger than his entire body. God, I would love to be able to 3D model like this. They really like the scantily clad kind of look in this game, don't they? It seems to be a common theme throughout. Let's fit this back on the screen. We've got the ranger here again. Oh, there's more. Look at the lights. Look at that. We've got like atmospheric light fall off. It's gorgeous. Absolutely amazing. Need to zoom back in again dead quick. Oh, I love that. I do love that. I love that light. Unity is a brilliant engine, and as much credit as I want to give to Artificial Core for doing this, you know, you do need to recognize that this is made in Unity, and this is why this is possible. This is not just like something that Artificial Core have come up with. You know, this is something that is easily possible in Unity. So, you know, we need to sort of praise Unity for the effort that they put into their engine to make this possible. Look at this, there's shoes hanging from the power lines. Now, I don't know about you, but the little goblin dude there, I didn't even see him. Sat there in the background with his red nose. A little hippie guy. Oh, wow. Let's zoom back out. I think got some particle effects there, which is nice. Okay, what we got here? Again, the Ranger. Got a very little Lord of the Rings kind of sort of home here. Okay, so what have we got here? So Monday, November the 1st, 2021. So let's zoom in on this. I think we need to get a better look at what this is saying. Corepunk CBT. So that's the beta most viable product, I guess. I was getting confused with most valued player. Minimum viable products, that means, I assume. Delegated. Right, so leads meeting, code, animation, outsourcing. Right, so it looks like they are actually having to outsource some of the animation. That's not necessarily the modeling and the texturing, that's just potentially the skeletal animation. Web, Eugene's tagged in that. Website, web integration, social login. Oh, right, so I guess they're looking at some kind of maybe like Twitter, Facebook, Google kind of login system. That's priority A, that's priority B. Beta keys. This is what we want to see. This is really good. This is good. We like this. Beta keys. We need this as priority A, and support shop for pre-orders. We see this pre-orders. Pre-orders. I'm going to be like giving them my money straight away. Oh God, I keep trying to like scroll down. Launcher, so minimum viable product, priority B. Social login, priority B. Distributed servers. I guess that's the stuff that they're doing with multiplayer, perhaps. I don't really know much about server architecture and such like. I'm just a player. Auto performance testing and quests. So this must be in relation to what he was saying about bots. So auto performance testing. So that's going to be interesting. I would love to see how this works in a development environment, how we can get this auto performance testing. I guess it doesn't necessarily take into account any bugs. I guess it'll just like throw a load of instances of the game at the servers and perform pre-recorded tests and see where that like ends up. Code quality plus testability. Yeah, I don't really know what that means, but I understand the word code, I understand the word quality, I understand the word testability, kinda, I guess. The ability to test, I don't know what that would possibly refer to. Client optimization, like that. Bugs, we don't like those. AI, good. World generation, localization, they're not focused on that as a minimum viable product, which makes sense. Items, game design, production, looting, personalized. Yeah, so there we go. That's basically confirmed that there is going to be personalized loot. Weapon, skins 2 plus recolor, artifacts, resources, consumable, craft. That's interesting. See, this is the kind of stuff that I like. This makes me curious. I don't understand it all, but it makes me curious as to what they're doing. These Corepunk hoodies look incredibly clean. Look at that yellow, pristine, like it's almost never been worn before. I don't think there's anything we can see specifically on here. This is done in the snipping tool by the looks of things. So I guess this is like reference image research. So this looks like a snip of a UI. Maybe we've got some UI here, and they're looking at UI elements. So maybe they're just trying to get references for UI design, perhaps. Can't see what system that is. Is that like Teams or something? I don't know. Can't see what that is either. That was a little bit too blurry to see. What's this on the desk though? Is that like an under desk display? Like a graphics tablet? That's pretty cool. Whatever it is. Code. Maybe this is for like the website JSON. Yeah, it's got like video tags in there. HTML element, that's got to be that. I'm sorry. I think this was like the quest system from what I remember. Can we zoom in on that? It's not clear, sadly. Right, so we just got to sneak here at. So let's have a look at this one then. Right, what do we have here? This is when I first saw this, for some reason I thought this was like, these are all players attacking like a boss or something, but actually no. When you look, these are shaman, occultist, archer, occultist. So these are all occultists, and they're wailing on one guy by the looks of things. Can we zoom in? You can see anything. I don't know, but there's kind of like something big here. What is that? Something, a saw? Archosaur, maybe? So I guess that's kind of like Like sort of a boss, like an open world boss maybe. Oh, I can see it there. It's a J? Oh, here they are. Oh, it's too blurry. We've got cave, and occultists. So bone crushers, brutes, occultists. I'm wondering if they're just like sort of testing stuff here. Oh, look at that dragon. That's so cool. Let me zoom out. We don't need to be zoomed in there. Oh, wow. That's so cool. What are we looking at here? Again, they're using the snipping tool for some presumably references. This seems to be some kind of like bell animation indicator or something. I forgot to say. What do we have here? Got the archer again. I keep calling it archer, it's a ranger. And ghoul hand A. Big fella, isn't he? The ambient leaves flying. Now, this environment, right? I love the art style, right? So don't misunderstand when I say I hate this environment, but not from like a how to describe it. It makes me uneasy. It's probably having the desired effect, and because like aesthetically it's absolutely gorgeous, but the whole thing just makes me nervous. I think that's probably the best way to say it. This environment makes me nervous. Imagine that when I'm running through this, especially for like the first time, this is gonna make me on edge, just running through this kind of sort of swamp-like, dank kind of world. Now, this one on the other hand, I like this. I would be drawn to an environment like this. What do we have here though? We need to zoom in on this a little bit more. So we have a guy with a weapon. Oh, is he got like a chainsaw? I mean, it's great that we can move the camera. It's kind of annoying when you're trying to like look at something. Is it an axe he had? I don't even know. All right, let me just zoom back out because it's kind of getting frustrating with the camera movement there. Almost seems like that he's dead at that point there. Look, that's where the animation changes. Oh, we've got the icon there as well, so that must be a status effect from the ranger. Like he starts to die before the arrow actually hits him. So that kind of tells me that the ability is the point and click, and they will hit regardless. No blocking other than presumably the dodge stat or whatever. He seemed to die before it actually hit him there. So these are I guess the fatalities that they described. So because this is like an archer, it's like literally exploding his brain. So it's just which is awesome. But if it was some other weapon, like from like say the pyro, he would probably like frazzle, which I think is a really nice touch. Still on the same quest at this point. I love these little like cactusy things. They're almost rock-like in a way. I really like this aesthetic. Ooh, this is nice. Mystical. This is very Alanian in theme, I'd say. Like, what is this? Oh, they only give us a little snippet. This dude over there. Now this, someone brought this to my attention. I probably wouldn't have even noticed it. This is brilliant. Watch this. I'm just gonna play it. You see that? Look at the planks beneath the feet. Boop, 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 boop. How cool is that? Terrain just literally interacts with them that's next level detail. That is, you know, you kind of like you expect things like maybe grass to move when you walk through, maybe footprints to be left, but how many games have you played where a little pier has been sort of strung together with rope? How many games have you played where it interacts under your feet like that? That is just fantastic. It's just this attention to detail. It's just brilliant. And little things that you just wouldn't, like this swaying in the wind. Brilliant. What do we have here? This looks kind of eerie and scary. Oh, I just want to see more. Like every one of these clips so far, I want to see more than 12 footsteps. Right, back to Eugene. Right, what do we have here? Yeah, I'm also looking like around the environment, so I'll just see if there's anything I can see like this. That looks cool. Don't know what it is, but it's massive. What can we see here? We've got some kind of like, is that like a tutorial thing? Oh, we don't get to see much there. I don't mind one of these posters. Oh yeah, that's Teams, that is. No, it's not, it's Discord. What am I talking about? It's Discord. It's obviously Discord. It looks like we've got someone in the T-pose in Unity, so maybe this is like an animator. What's this crazy artwork? And what is this on the back? I don't think I can read any of that, even if I could see it. More people in the T-poses. It's amazing how it can go from like looking like this to looking like we see in the other game, like other shots of the game. This looks garbage. This is just like a test, like plain characters imported. Yeah, look, that's just like nightmare fuel right there. Oh, but look at these. Oh, so I guess these are like different skin tones. Is the Pain Reaper maybe? Let's zoom in a little bit. Interesting. Yeah, I guess, I mean, I can only assume that this is like the Pain Reaper, but we don't know. Could be anything. Just like totally speculating that could easily be the champion, or any of them. Could be literally any of them, I suppose. I wonder if these are kind of like going to be set in stone shades of skin color, or if it's going to be just like examples. Wish I could read the writing on some of these things. This is kind of annoying. Oh, one thing I did notice. Look at these monitorizers, sponsored by MSI. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that software. Is that like maybe ZBrush perhaps? Don't know. Legit wish I could read this writing. No idea what that says. All I know is that says bomber. Oh, this is what I like. So this is ZBrush, yeah. This is the warmonger by the looks of things. So I think we can see some tusks just there, which is nice. But the level of detail, crazy good. Or maybe we've got like champion here. I think that looks like the champion. I think the champion's got a very kind of like defined nose. So that must be just kind of like a for scale sort of comparison maybe. Yeah. Oh, who's this? Oh, right. So this looks like the infiltrator maybe. See, I just love this background as well, this environment. It's just so detailed. Can't quite see what that's saying there. I'm wondering now though, like, is this just like a whole, like, is this like a hand painted scene? Because that could easily be just a hand painted scene. Doesn't necessarily need to be 3D. Okay, so we've got the champion here again, the different skins. Is that like I think that's like a shaded, like a different shade of red, so like a more of a pinky colour. I think that's just a light reflection off like a metallic armour. I know there's a completely different armour that. Yeah, look. So it's got like little spikies on there. There's got little like holes in there. Purple one, red one. I like these ropes. I like that style. I like. It looks like there's a lot of customizability there. So like you've got the ropes on that one, and that one. So that seems like a consistent piece. But then we have like these goop tubes and don't have those there. It's really interesting. It's going to be nice that the customization options in this game are going to be like so flexible and so diverse. There will be like skins that are more popular and sort of styles that are more popular, of course, but it looks like this game you're going to be able to like walk into a world of like any sort of scene, maybe like 100 people on the screen or something, and then every one of them looks different, which is really cool. Even though they're the same classes and weapon specializations, you can sort of make it really unique and your own, essentially. Okay, so this looks like a editor in Unity, maybe. Looks like kind of what's the word? Like detection radiuses and things like that, perhaps. Let's see what these guys are though. What's this? Are these like models? These might be like sort of sight range and aggro range and attack range and things like that. What have we got here? This is like a particle effect. I have no idea what we're looking at here. This looks like every single frame of the animation overlaid on top of each other. Maybe that's just like a way to test the animation, make sure it looks smooth, so you can see like there's a big curve there, sort of fluid maybe that's what they do with that. I don't know. Ain't no game developer. This just looks really strange. All these trails. That must be like pyro maybe. You see, this is house. Good to know. Aha, there we go. So what do we have here? Let's zoom in. We need some zoom in on this. So we have like some dwarf maybe. That looks like dwarf to you? I think so. And this is the champion, of course. As you can see, this must be the sculpting of it. Is the female one? I guess there's maybe some chesticles. Not over exaggerated as well, which is pretty cool. I don't really see what we're looking at here though. Oh, it's just like maybe like a path through some terrain, and this is the actual path that they're testing. So this looks like one of those starting rings again. I'm wondering if this is like the ancient technology that was left from the previous inhabitants of Qualat. We've seen this kind of ring style on multiple videos and screenshots. The lore was that there was like an ancient civilization that lived on Qualat, and they're now extinct, and all of these different factions are now coming from different planets to Qualat and inhabiting it, and all that's left was sort of artifacts and rubble of like this ancient civilization. So I'm just wondering if this is maybe like the technology from time gone by, and it's just kind of just left there. And I wonder if it's usable within the game. I mean, maybe these are like sort of portals or something. I like this mech suit as well. I think that was yeah, it's a warmonger. Oh, so we have some concept art. It looks like maybe a building. Yes, this is like the concept art, and this is the actual modeling that's going on there. Did that move? I don't know why that's moving, but maybe the buildings are animated, perhaps. This looks like the very opening scene of the announcement video. Oh, what do we have here? This is a fist weapon. So this probably the shaman, I'm thinking, because we have the tusks, which tells me this is the warmonger, and we have fist weapons, which says to me shaman, which is nice. Look at those. Are those fist weapons, or are they guns? I don't know. They could be guns. Do we have like a trigger? Oh no. I thought she was like holding a finger through like a trigger hole. I don't know what they call it. I don't use guns. They kind of look like guns, but I imagine that because there is no like two-handed spec for warmonger. So we've got like the minigun, and we've got the shield and the polearm, and the fist weapon. So this must be the fist weapons, right? So it looks like this is like a zone-related bit of information. So I guess this is level 2, Forest, Nay, Greenville. I don't know. So what's it saying? Can we zoom in? The biters, imps, wooden golems, wooden beetles, boars, and balloons. That's really strange. And they've got critters, flying. I can zoom in. Flying, targetable, and non-targetable. Oh. So it sounds like we're going to have like little kind of non-hostile critters within different environments, and some of them you're just going to be able to squish. Okay, and we've got loot in this area, so we can get ore and items. Coal, custom rock. I wonder what that could mean. What do we have here? Strange kind of like market stalls of sorts. And some creatures. What happened just there? Did they just like jump into the water or something? Look how like the fog's expanding, like, oh, maybe oh. So it looks like they're kind of like just a little bit below this level here, and so that's their vision range. As they move on, their height must kind of like rise relative to this surface, because you can see here that like a big rock, and then as soon as they come within line sight of that opens up. So I wonder, did he just like jump in the water and it'd be like really deep or something? Yeah, look, he's swimming. That's it. Look, see there, it's like a jump. Let me zoom in. Look at that. He's diving. So he's literally jumped out of the water, and at the what's it called? The apex of the jump. So it reveals everything, and then dives back in the water to swim again, and he loses vision, and then looks like he's going for another jump there. That is so cool. Right, what do we have here? I guess this is just kind of like the view of the maps. The size of those monitors though, that's massive. I guess these are all like the quest locations. I wish I could read all this. Oh, that looks so cool. It's like a little farming robot thing. Oh, I want to see what's on that screen. There's like a massive explosion or something there. I want to see what that is. Got some like boxing of some sort. The hell? Let's zoom in on that. What's he using? Is that like a shield or something? Oh, that looks like one of those skeletons, you know, from like the Halloween thing, those figures that they sent out. That looks a little bit like one of those. And we've got, I can only assume that that is a shaman with his fist weapons. Oh, I want to see more. Would it kill you to just show us like 3 more seconds of that? What have we got on this one? So maybe, is that like a loading screen maybe? Looks kind of like a loading screen. Bones. I guess that must be like debugging information or something. Yeah, that looks like a loading screen, right? Wow, so there was like so much in there. That was a crazy lot of content in, well, lots of different types of content in a very kind of, there's so much more that I want to explore in this game. This is almost teasing, and it's really sad that they're going to do like radio silence for months now, because this is just kind of like really whet my appetite. It really has, and I'm so excited for this game. I'm happy to wait. I am. I'm not going to hate. So many people hating development team right now, and the toxicity within the community is just like really driving me insane. I've had to step away from the Discord because I just can't take the toxicity and the negativity. People just need to accept that this is the way that the game is, and just keep their opinions to themselves, because it doesn't help anybody by getting angry. It drives the community apart. That's a rant for another day. So fingers crossed that they can really focus on getting the game into a playable state, and then we'll be able to test it hopefully sooner rather than later. It's not going to be this year. It's going to be next year. The optimistic side of me is thinking that maybe we'll be playing a release this summer. The realistic side is going to say that spring's going to come and go, and we're probably not going to see until the middle of next year, which is really sad, because I'm going to get so old and dead before this game comes out. Whatever. I'm going to wait. I'll be there, ready, willing to play. I'm going to stay optimistic. And I just hope that they maybe drip feed us a little bit of something. Can't take that much. We just need a little bit of communication. All we need. That's all I need. I'm quite confident that if they gave us a little bit of communication, people would whinge it's not enough, and not enough, and not enough. And maybe it makes sense they just don't do anything, because nothing will be good enough for some people. It must be really difficult being sat there, the head, and getting all this hate. Like, I've only got, I don't know, 5,000 subscribers, 6,000 subscribers or something. I don't get a lot of views on my videos, but some people, they're just so toxic in the comments. They're just so negative and hateful, and it's completely unnecessary. It's just not nice. It makes you want to stay away from the comments. So imagine being in charge of a massive game where you've literally got thousands and thousands of eyes on you, and having to hear the negativity from thousands and thousands of fans. It must be really difficult. I sympathize. Anyway, that's my breakdown of the latest release video. I hope there was something in there that you saw that you not previously seen. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I'm really interested. Is there anything in this game that you've seen now that you really, really like? Are you okay to wait for the test, or are you one of those people that's just hateful, just generally hateful? I'm sure we'll see you in the comments if you're one of those hateful people. There's no filter on those type of people. They just post. So my goal is to provide lots of Corepunk content. I'm trying to do everything I possibly can to provide content for Corepunk, analysing things. So would it be a ridiculous idea to maybe hit that subscribe button?